Hi, Professor Stevens here. This is CIS 105, Digital Tools for Life, and I wanted to welcome everyone to class and go over week one. So, why are we here? We're here to learn more about our digital world, and we're here to become more digitally literate. We want to be digitally literate citizens, both in the business place and at home. That's the whole goal here. So there is this expectation that when you walk into an office, you already know Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. That's sort of a given. That's where you're starting when you start your job. So if you don't know those applications and you don't have those technically digitally literate skills, you're going to be sort of behind the curve, so to speak. And so this course has been put together to help you function and really sort of excel in your workplace and at home using Microsoft Office. So we're going to learn about computers, we're going to learn about the internet, we're going to learn about safety, security, browsing, and then these applications to sort of put this class together for you. So that's why we're here. We want to excel in our workplace by learning and becoming more digitally literate. Now, I've been teaching this class since 2008, and I know a lot about this class. I have seen quite a few changes and been through quite a few quarters, and there's very little that I don't know about this material. So I'm good at it. Not to toot my own horn. But if you have any questions or if you need any help, I am your best resource. And my contact information is here, and I'll respond to any text within 24 hours. Now, I don't really do phone calls, and there's a reason for that. The reason is that the business world today does not operate on phone calls anymore. We operate on text and email. Your boss is going to set up a meeting. It's going to be in Outlook, and it'll come to you in a text message or in an email. You want to be connected 24/7, meaning you're going to carry your phone with you everywhere you go. And if you're not doing it, you may as well start, because that is the way the business world is operating. You are available, at least while you're at work anyway, on the clock, via your phone 24/7. So for that reason, I'm not calling, and I am not asking you to call me. Instead, I want you to text. I'll respond to your text within 24 hours. That's standard Strayer policy. Note that when I say I expect you to be available, at work on your phones to your boss and your coworkers, I expect the same thing of myself. And I'm going to try very hard to respond to you way less than 24 hours, right? You can send me a text. If I have my phone in my hand, I send one back to you. And so I'm just going to try, but then, just to make sure that we're aware of the policy, if something happens and I'm away somewhere on the weekend where there's no internet, then it would be 24 hours. Okay, so here's my email and my phone. You're more than welcome to use my phone, all right? Again, I just can't stress enough. The business world is texting. The business world is emailing. The business world is not phone calling. Now, you'll see people on the phone, sales, etc., etc., but I'm just speaking in general terms from my experience and my work experience. So that's sort of what I'm going to try to impart to you over the next 10 or 11 weeks here, is this being digitally literate means being connected and responding via text or email. All right, so week one, here we go. We've got all these to-dos. Now, I've already done all these, but you haven't. So yours is going to look like this, where we're going to start with Explore, right? So here's our to-do list. Here's where we start with Explore. Let's get started. And you click on Explore. When you click on Explore, you scroll down using your roller bar on the mouse to the video. You'll see it's a 3-minute video, and it talks about being digitally literate and aspiring to dreams of getting a job, or of getting a promotion, or just sharpening up, or you know, however it is you came here. We're working on those dreams and that digital literacy. Now, let's say that this is in my way. I can just change that. And you may have this course menu here. We can go ahead and give us just a little extra real estate if we want it. But then we can bring it back if we want. And go back to week 1. And so let's say we've watched our video. We've watched it to the end. We've clicked on the continue, answered the questions, and then we just go down the list to learn. And we look at learn. Now, one thing about learn here, you need to right-click on this download button and open this link in a new tab. So let me just show you what that looks like. Here, these are windows in one instance of my browser. And what I want to do is I'm on this tab. I'm in this window on this tab. I have other windows open, correct? If I right-click and I say open in new tab, you'll see it comes up here. This is it. It opens up. And this is the paper copy. I can print this if I want to. And that's perfectly fine to have a printed copy. You can highlight it. You can write on it. You can take notes on it. It's up to you. Now again, please note the digitally literate citizen minimizes their printing. I'm not going to say never print, because there will be instances where you want to print something. However, ask yourself, do I need a copy of this, or am I okay just reading it on the screen? Okay, so that was our learn. And let me bring this back up here. Okay, close this. There we go. And now we're ready to do apply and share and reflect. All right. So I just wanted to show, so bring this back. We're going to go down to apply. Here in apply, this is Ron Williams. He's our motivator for the week. And the pre-course self-assessment. This one you're going to left click on. And then here is the assessment. All of these stars mean it's a required response. If you see something that does not have a star, it means it's not required. And then you'll choose done. Now, if you don't see your browser, if you don't see this, then you need to switch browsers and go to Firefox and use the Firefox browser. And if you don't know how to do that, which is perfectly fine, then what you want to do is contact IT Help Desk. Here's their number, and they can remote desktop and help you install Firefox, because you do want Firefox to use Blackboard. Back to week 1. So let's say we've done the all of these. However, there's one more thing I want to show you just very briefly, and that's here in course information. And that's the student course guide. If you click on the student course guide, it may ask you to log in. It may not. If we choose open here, and then we do not want to enable editing, and we see that we're in read-only, we know that we never work in read-only. So save as this PC and desktop. I'm putting it on the desktop. I could have put it in documents just as easily. And so here it is, the title of my document. This blue bar, these applications are color-coded, so the blue bar tells me it's Word. Here's my ribbon. This is my ribbon of tools. In my ribbon, I have tabs: Home tab, Insert tab, Design tab, Layout tab. And then in my tabs, I have groups. So in my Home tab, I have a clipboard group. I have a font group. I have a paragraph group. I have a styles group. And I have an editing group. Now that's not really relevant at this particular moment in time. It will get to be more relevant as we begin to use these applications. But here I just want to bring your attention to the course learning objectives. This is what we're going to be doing this quarter. So this is where I want to end. You're going to be learning digital terms and concepts. You're going to be conducting online research. You're going to be managing your files. You're going to be using basic applications, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, as well as browsers, Firefox, and potentially IE and Chrome. You're going to create a digital solution for an identified problem. The identified problem is a problem that you have that you want to work on over the quarter. So be thinking about that problem. We'll first encounter this identifying the problem in week 3, where you'll be asked to fill out a template. And lastly, you're going to use technology in a professional and ethical manner. That's the goal for this class right here. Give you a sense of what it is you're working on and why it's important. Okay, so that's what this week's all about. Okay. And that is it. Week 1. Sorry, just bounced us to the wrong place. But now we're sharing, and then lastly we're reflecting. Right? Here's our reflect. So this is what you wanted to use to keep track of your assignments and all of your work on a weekly basis. You'll see that my level bar is now leveled, so I just leveled up to level 2 or week 2. I would be actually ready to start week 2. I'll come back to my announcements here at the end of this week, and I will review them with you, and we'll take a look at what we did in week 1. Again, that's Professor Stevens, and my welcome to you to week 1. Thank you. Glad you're here. Bye.